Secretary of State John Kerry hits the Hill, Capitol Hill, once again in an effort to make the case for the Iran nuclear deal. He's being closely scrutinized. Listen to this exchange between the Secretary of State and the chairman of the committee.
We're presuming Iran is going to change its behavior.
No,
and that behavior did not change last weekend when they were chanting again, "Death to America."
Chairman, please, with all due respect, we're not presuming any such thing. There's no presumption in here about what Iran will or won't do. There's one objective: make sure they can't get a nuclear weapon.
All right, joining us now is the chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Republican Congressman Ed Royce of California. Mr. Chairman, thanks very much, as usual, for joining us. A little testy exchange there. I take it you're adamantly opposed to this nuclear deal. The Secretary didn't convince you to vote in favor of it.
Well, as I've said, Wolf, the issue I raise is that in 10+ years, this deal expires. So we give permanent sanctions relief for a temporary setback in their program. That doesn't sound like a good negotiation strategy from my standpoint.
Earlier today, the Secretary was back, this time testifying before the Senate Armed Services Committee, the Chairman John McCain. He had this exchange with the Defense Secretary, Ash Carter. Listen to this.
Do you, Secretary Carter, believe that Iran will change its behavior as a result if this agreement is finalized? And have you seen any indication of that?
I've not, Mr. Chairman, and speaking just for my own judgment, I don't foresee that or have any reason to foresee that. That is why it's important that the agreement be verifiable.
Do you sense there's any daylight between that answer from the Defense Secretary as opposed to what you've been hearing from the Secretary of State, John Kerry, who apparently is a little bit more upbeat that maybe this deal will, in fact, more moderate Iran's policies in the region?
Right. Well, one of the things that you heard Ash Carter, our Secretary of Defense, say 2 weeks ago was, as he explained why he was concerned about this late addition into the agreement on lifting the arms embargo on ICBMs, he said the I in that word stands for intercontinental, as launched from Iran to the United States. So he's made it very clear that he is somewhat concerned about the fact that at the 11th hour, somehow, into this agreement comes, Wolf, something none of us expected, which is the ability now for Iran in 8 years' time to be able to have the arms embargo on their ballistic missile program lifted so that Russia can help them with that program. That's a concern. And another aspect of this that I think is concerning to him and to all of us is that the 12 questions that the IAEA asked, because they had 1,000 pages that showed the bomb work Iran had already done, those were supposed to be answered. Those are still not answered. That's why this site agreement is important to us. So we're still in the process of sort of going through the information and trying to get to the bottom of just what Iran has actually committed to do that is verifiable.
You've got a lot going on up there on Capitol Hill, Mr. Chairman. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.